Hello everybody. Today we've got my epic Elsinore 1975 250. Pretty original machine here. I've had this bike now since around the same time I had that RM 400 I was talking about just the other day. So probably had this bike since about 2016, 2017 or so. Whole time I've owned it, it's been an incredible machine. Only real maintenance I've even had to do to it over all the years of riding was I took those stock rear shocks off and I let the best suspension guy in the whole world, as far as I'm concerned, rebuild them. Mickey Kessler at KPS Suspension. He's never built me a shock that's done me wrong. Bike makes incredible power for a 75 250. Not that some of the other machines are even less power really, because it does about the same on top end as my Persang 250 or my Husky 250, but for a Honda, for any Jap bike, it seems to do really good. Still has the stock front tire. Even has that stock mud flap on the front. Bike has all original plastics besides the front number plate. Just got real brittle one day and I pushed it into my van and barely touched the corner of it on something and it just shattered. Had to change that out, but not too big of a deal. Even has the original shifter on it. Looks like somebody drilled it out though, because you know, on those non-folding shifters, if you tip the bike over, it could put a lot of pressure on the transmission. So people used to drill them out so that they would purposely break off back in the day. Little damage on the rear fender. I've always loved the red and aluminum look of these bikes. I know 1975 is really the undesirable model. People seem to really love the 73s and 74s, but you know, the reason I think I really love the 75s kind of looks more like the works bike. Obviously, it doesn't really share much with them, but at least the red kind of alludes to that. I also love the fact that for years and years, they were a lot cheaper. I believe I traded a 76 RM 250 for this bike to a good friend of mine. Even has the original covers on the levers here. Gaki air fork caps. Very period mod. I like that these machines were using up pipes instead of the down pipe that the earlier ones had. And I love the aluminum brake pedal here too that matches the aluminum shifter. Original key and carb. Now you hear me complain pretty often about cable operated rear brakes, but you know, Honda really had it figured out on this bike. It really does good. Now, if anybody hasn't had one of these before, I would like to warn you that when you're kicking these bikes, when it gets to the very bottom of the stroke, a lot of times the Kickstarter kind of turns around on you and becomes a little dangerous. It tries to fold itself back in. That's probably my least favorite thing about it. Also, with this bike still having points in it, it does kick back from time to time, so it can really catch you off guard. Braking on this machine is very good. No complaints there. Slightly different rear geometry compared to the 73 and 74s. And you notice it when you hit a big bump, it almost gives you like a huckabuck kind of vibe in the back. But it's not too bad. Slides around a lot. The chassis kind of feels similar to like a 74 or 75 Persang, really the 75s with the same kind of stand-up shocks on them, but the head angle is a little different, so it doesn't kind of slide around like those bikes, but the rear kind of wants to act like it. Tough to describe, really. Got a little dent on the gas tank there. At one point it fell into the hooker header on my RT1 just sitting in the garage. Probably 8 years ago or something like that. It's always been kind of disappointing. Still has the original seat cover on it. Got the original gas cap on it. I've always thought those are pretty too. I really, like I said before, I like the aluminum stuff on this machine. Doesn't give you a lot of working room to fill that gas tank up though. You almost need a second person to run the nozzle on your VP cans to do it, but it does okay. Well, thank you for watching, everybody. Please subscribe.